Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 on Attingham Park. Right, so November, day 3, that's what we're in. I think we've skipped through a couple since the last episode. And I did exactly what I said I was going to do, which is expand out on the field. And that's what the guy is there. Got a course play going on and he's creating a new field boundary just for us. And it is insanely good. I am well happy with how it's turned out. So let's jump up in the air, give you a bit of a bird's eye view of this. It's always the best way, and you can see. So it's good as well because you can see that line where that field, this grass one with trees was, and you can see where the new boundary is. It's absolutely massive. We have improved so much to get that field. I mean, we're going to be planting in soybeans into that field, so I'm intrigued to see how it turns out. He has got a few headlands to carry on with. And it should be done soon. So fingers crossed we can take a look at the end as well. Now, I did drive around it because you have to create a new field boundary and so on. And if we just quickly... So you can see the new field boundary here is set. And I've called it Crop Field 1. And it's pretty much 31 acres, which is a massive field. It really is. So I'm intrigued to see how that turns out with the soybeans if we maximise it with precision farming and all that. So... hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll bring us some crazy cash when we start planting in and stuff. I've also decided as well that with that field, I'm going to start using GPS properly. And then with that in combination, Proceed. Because I do love Proceed. I like having the tram lines set whilst planting. So we're gonna do that definitely. We're even going to try as well and figure out getting a sprayer that will then obviously give us the right size, width and everything for the plant that we're doing. Currently, we've just focused on like slurry and manure, and there's a good reason for that. We've got a hell of a lot of it. We need to spread it. We're probably going to spread slurry and manure on this field just before planting or straight after. I'd say probably just before is better. And we have got time. I think we're not going to be planting soybeans till about April time, so we've got plenty of time to get some muck down on this field and just give it a base layer of nitrogen, because I think it's actually, yeah, as you can see, it's completely zero. So there's no kilograms per hectare in nitrogen in that field. So if we just quickly look at this field here. Now when I started off I had no information of this. I couldn't scan it, for example, to get like an environmental score, whereas I can now. So as I've jumped in and out of the game after setting this up prior, doing the course, and I think it did about halfway through the course that it's currently doing, I then came back in the game at a later date to carry it on, and now it's all here. So I can actually purchase this soil information. I mean, if I did, it's 4,900, you know. Isn't that bad? I thought that was going to be a lot more. So let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. So you can see that it's all sandy loam still, and the information's coming through there. But we will get more because we probably should have waited actually for that, thinking about it, because we've still got to do this little section here that's not popped up. But it's nice to see that we're going to have the full information from this field. There is where the hedges were. We're going to miss out, but it's only a small patch. And it's actually got more nitrogen. But yeah, these two combined now, we need nitrogen on, that's a fact. Soybeans as well. Don't really think they require nitrogen, but we want to give it a base layer, and it doesn't affect it if we put that on the field anyway. And it means the next crop, we're going to have nitrogen down. So I think I'm going to maximise the fertiliser out anyway, ready, and use tram lines as well. So that's a big aim, to get Proceed up and use the original GPS, or Wopster's version, should I say. It is the original one. From FS19 it was the main one. I've been using vehicle control add-on just because it was out before, and I found that it worked perfectly, and yeah, I've just got used to it now. So you can see that he's going around. He's probably going to miss a few bits on the headland passes. They always do with course play, so I might have to tidy that up. But overall, you can see that's a big improvement of a field. 30-acre field like that should bring off a lot of return. It's going to be a lot of work to do, obviously, to maintain it and get it right with precision farming and all the scores. Trying to get that environmental score up on all my fields at the moment. So let's just see how we're doing on that. So the only two that have really shot up, in fact this one's also good as well, 79. 79 is pretty good on that one. That one's also 79, and they're both lacking in weed control and tillage. So we can sort that out soon. Tillage though, we didn't direct seed in. Now, that's something I didn't think about. Getting a direct seeder. So maybe that is something we should look into. But we have got enough debt as it is. It might be something we miss out on the first crop. Maybe on the next one we can invest back in, because I am expected to bring in a lot of money from that field especially, but from everything else we end up doing. I mean, milk's going to be a massive earner for us, just because we've got so many cows. Well, it's only 30, but with the Maize Plus, that's a lot of cows compared to what it used to be. That's going to give us a massive return. And just to give you an idea of that, 30 cows have produced this pile of muck. It's 91,000 litres. And it's, yeah, I've also got like 20 odd thousand in there, maybe more. So you can, it just shows you the outputs are massive. That, I mean, my slurry tank's that full that I've just decided to start turning this on, even though this really does hardly anything. It's quite a slow processing thing, but we can use that as bedding. So I decided to start that up as well. So in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to try and start placing some items down in that area that I said I'd set for placeable. So I have done that, and it's just there. We'll go talk about that in a second. We're also going to do some hay bales on the field that was the only one that was fully grown, so which is that one there. I've done all the mowing. I just need to set probably coarse play as well to start with the tedding on that, and then also we need to do the baling and the rowing. Now I have been thinking about maybe going with, instead of the round bales that I'm testing out, this is the only bit of hay I've got currently, which is 6 bales. I was thinking, if 4,500 litre a bale, we could probably make square bales, and they would be a higher capacity, so it means we're handling less. So I was thinking we could lease out a square baler. That is something we can do. So we'll have a look at that. But first, what we'll do is we'll get everything set up and going like we've got in the other field. Let's get this guy. Let's get the McCormick set up first with the tedder, and we are using, like I said, Maize Plus, so we're going to have to set the tedder rate to just probably skip straight to. Might have to do this twice, you know. Just thinking. Realistically, you want to ted this twice to get it to hay, so that might be something we need to probably do. But first, let's obviously set the course up, and then we can worry about that after. So yeah, 2 headlands again is probably fine. Bring that down. Start on the headlands. And we'll go with a smooth corner. I think that. So we are bringing it in there. We don't want to do that. Just put it to 0 and generate the course. It's an easy one. And yeah, we'll start off from the first waypoint. Let's just quickly look at this then. So we've got base game tethering. We don't want to do that. We're probably going to jump straight to, like, I mean, you can go straight to hay. Realistically, you'd probably want to go and ted this twice. And I think I'm going to do that just for the purpose of trying to be somewhat realistic and enjoy the gameplay that Maize Plus offers. We're going to start. Yeah, we're going to go to conditioned. I mean, if we mowed with conditioner on, then we could have just directly tedded to hay, but let's go. Yeah, let's go to conditioned. First waypoint, and then we'll do this all again and put it on a second time round, and that should be hay. So I mentioned in the last episode as well that I'm using the mod crop rotation, and if you have a look, it's actually disappeared from this one, but if we have a look over here, it's left quite a patch there, hasn't it? But that should be right. Yeah, this one, you can see that in the bottom right, it does state like crop rotation good, 110%, and its previous harvest is grass and grass. So I'm wondering if like it does reduce some flickering then. That was a bit strange. Yeah, if it does reduce the more times you're harvesting grass, because probably grass fields just stay grass until you replant grass. So I'm hoping if it maybe if you replanted the grass, then that would help. I don't know, but we'll have a look at that just to see if it reduces. It's at 110 on this field, 110%, and that's good. I'm happy with that. But this field as well was also 110, so we'll keep an eye on it. We'll definitely keep an eye on it, and we'll let him ted twice. Look at that cow just looking dead majestic. Yeah, we'll ted twice, and then we'll get the row out, and then we'll start baling. We need to probably think about leasing out a square baler, because I think it'll help us. We will return it. I mean, I am leasing quite a lot of items, if I just quickly show you. So this is the equipment that I've got so far. that's leased. Now the subsoil we're going to send back, but I am using the mod lease to buy, and I want to try and use that feature as much as possible in this. So we have leased out the disc harrow, and I can purchase it. So if it brings it up now, you can see that I can purchase it for 105,000. Now every time I pay some repayments off, like a lease cost, it does go off the total value, which is great. I've also got this that I've got leased out, and a manure spreader, and a windrow. So we've got quite a lot of equipment, and we're also in £150,000 worth of debt, because we started off with pretty good stuff, but I only kind of bought the tractors without giving myself debt on that. The rest of the items I need to buy along the way, but I'm fingers crossed the milk's what's going to get me there, because we are hoping to get some more cows as well, because I have been keeping an eye on the feed, and it's crazy really that it's just not going down. It's not going down at all, because that field that I set up, the pasture is so massive that they're grazing off the grass. But I'm hoping come them like winter times, December, I mean we're getting close now at November day 3. Yeah, I'm hoping that the feed will start getting consumed by the cows, because then they can just pretty much live off that pasture field. And if that is the case, we're going to have to put a lot more cows in there. We really are, because then that isn't the case, because they're obviously being topped up by it, which helps, but we need to also make feed mixes, which I think is really important, because that's what we're trying to do here. We're playing with Maize Plus. So let's run over to this nicely situated area now for us to put some placeables down, and you can see this is perfect now. This is what I was trying to mention to you, that this area here we'll try use as something we can build on. We could even have our own BGA if we wanted to. Not as necessary, because we already own one on the map, but something along them lines. And what I really do like about Attingham, and I only realised recently, is the placeables that you can already purchase are on the map. So if we go to sheds, you can see that like this is Attingham Park by GB Modding, and yeah, it's £1,000. So we could put some stuff down right now, and it wouldn't cost us much. And we are looking for items pretty much for like storing hay and straw bales, and I think this is a good one straight away. We can store a few bales in that. I think it'll fit just nicely there, so we'll place that down. Hopefully it won't landscape too much. It has a little bit. I mean, we are slanted down here. If we have to smooth things out, we will do. There's also this one, 7.5, but I'm not entirely sure. I think I saw one. No, that one's pretty decent as well, you know. And we could put some bales into that easily. I'm just trying to think. Now, the options that aren't too expensive, what we should go for. I do like that, but I'd rather something a little bit more open. 10,000 for them. Let's just keep it relatively cheap at the moment. Let's place in, see if we can just fit that there. I think we can. And then we've got 2 areas straight away. Yeah, that should be alright. I mean, I don't like how it's overlapping a bit there. But yeah, that's 2 areas straight away to store some bales. We can store our hay and straw straight away, and that's the most important thing. I will tidy them up as well, make it look a little bit better. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that stands out that we could need, or use, should I say. Right, so I think that looks okay. It does need sorting out. I will try and level everything out and make it look better eventually. It does look a bit bare at the moment as well, but we'll get the hay bales and straw bales stored away, and we'll probably put hay in there because we're going to have, I imagine we're going to have more of them, but then again we're probably going to have a lot of straw as well, especially as we're getting straw off that soybeans. But I'm only doing 1 field at the moment for hay, so yeah, it's we'll have enough room for the meantime, but we might need a bit more. But this guy has just finished, so let's just go and have a look at this field, tidy up the little bits that he's missed on the corners, which always happens, and then I think we can return the subsoil so we don't have to pay even more money out, because we are, at the moment, money is just draining away. It's crazy. We might even be able to do some slurry spreading or even muck spreading just to Try and make a start on that while we're tedding in the field. But I do want to make sure priority is to get some hay, because then we'll have silage, hay, and we can do some feed mixes, even if they're just the basic ones. And ideally I want to be doing obviously maize silage, whole crop silage, and we will get to that point eventually. We have got the field already planted in 27. That's going to be for whole crop. The field just across there, it's kind of cultivated. It's the seed bed. I think it's seed bed, yeah, or stubble. Yes, it's the seed bed. No, stubble tillage, sorry. Yeah, stubble tillage. That's going to be for corn. So the maize silage is that field, which leaves us with pretty much like 2 big grass fields and then that small one there, which I think should be plenty. So I'm going to just quickly finish this off, just tidy it up a bit, and then if we're still waiting for the tedding to finish, we have got a second one, but I think he's progressing quite well on that first pass. I might get the muck spreader out and try and get some of that pile gone, because it is building up, and then we can at least make a start on this field, just giving it a bit of a base layer of nitrogen. Right, welcome back. We've done 2 passes with the tedder on the field, so we're now actually got a field full of hay. Well, as you can see as well, he's just rowing up, and they are massive rows. Oh, they're huge. But that field technically was fully fertilised. So I ended up buying a baler. I saw this baler in the shop and I thought, 16,000? No brainer. There's no point in leasing that out. We'll just invest into it. So we're already spending more money. It's become a thing we just can't stop doing at the moment. But yeah, I think it's pretty good, and we can go up to the 240 size on this. So if we just do a quick bale, probably should unfold it like it's saying. But yeah, if we just do one quick bale now and actually see, there we go, drop it down and just see the capacity of it, so we can get an understanding how big this is, because this is supposed to be the biggest bale we can do. I mean, I'm just hoping. They're easy to handle as well when they're square bales. They really are. Look at it. We're already over 6,000. This is going to be a good size bale. So that's just under 8,000 for a bale size, which is pretty much exactly what we're trying to do here. It means we're going to handle less. And we've also got a pretty decent baler for the price. So we will carry on with that. We'll do some bales. We'll just put it in the middle of the field at the moment, just so he doesn't get in the way. As the road does the 2 headland passes. It started on the up and downs, and then it's got 2 headland passes. So we'll just let one of these bales drop out. I'm just about to finish off a second one. There we go. We're starting a third, so this one will drop out soon. Yeah, the rows are huge, which is exactly what we wanted. So there we go. It's 8,000 litres a bale, which is a pretty hefty bale size. So at least we've got that sorted out. So the next step I want to do is, while that's doing that, we can set Courseplay up to continue that off for us, because we can just follow the path that the row is currently doing. But we need to probably start spreading a bit of muck. We've got a massive pile of it. We can at least do 2 loads and get, well, we'll shift 20,000 litres out of the pile, but we have got 20,000 litres here, so technically we had 110,000 litres of manure to shift. But look at the size of this field, it's so much better. Big improvement. And we've got some new barns, which were reasonably priced, which are already inbuilt to the map, which is good to see. And I think this actually now could be an entrance for us, because that was to the grass field that now isn't a grass field. So we may as well start using that. Right, so there we go. You can see now we've got all the field information here, and pH still needs to be done, but we'll let this muck go on the ground first. Nitrogen levels are pretty low. We have got a bit there, on this part, but not enough. So let's start spreading some muck. I think we've got a good patch here. That's quite distinct as well, which is good to see, because it's much easier when you can make, when it's clear, so you know where you're spreading it. Now I know we've got like the John Deere manure sensor, all that kind of stuff where we could be using on slurry. It's because we got the pumps and hoses mod, we are using that feature. It'd be interesting to see if we can actually get them some kind of manure sensor on the slurry that's coming out of that. I'm not entirely sure, but it goes to show, I mean, we've already spread what, 5,000 litres and we've done hardly anything. So that manure and slurry will come in use if we need it to. But with it being such a big job, it's probably something I'd have to do in between the episodes or do a bit of a montage on. But we've got the baling to do. We're just doing this in the meantime while we let the guy in the field, which we'll just make him out in the distance there, just letting him carry on a bit. So let's get back, fill this up, and then we'll just have a quick look at the guy rowing up, because we could set the baler going to continue for us with Courseplay, and then we'll do some some more loads of this just to try and get some of it shifted at least. And we've definitely got enough of it. Let's swing in this time and reverse back out. Look at that power, it's massive. Can't even get to it. There we go, just about got on the trigger. I mean, it looks like it's not taking it. Oh, it is now. Yeah, so we are taking some, it's just there's that much. But there we go, we've got another 20,000 litres. And the manure, never mind the manure, but the slurry. I think we're getting close to 200,000 on that. Which, yeah, means we're going to have to use that soon. I'm hoping it does overflow into that other one. That's the thing that I want to try and test here. So what we need to do is jump over to this guy, and we're going to save this course. We'll just call it the row, because we're not probably going to get another row. It is big enough for what we need. So that's that done. And then what we can do, this guy's going to be, we're going to be in the way of him, so we need to move out of the way, don't we? Well, that could be an issue. Hopefully they'll just nudge the bale out of the way. We'll find out. So let's load up this quickly. Activate, there we go. And we want it probably from the nearest waypoint, and we can set it up. Right, there we go. Just set him going. He's going to finish off this row going that way. He should then loop round and then start on this one. And then eventually he'll be doing the passes that guy's doing. Let's just double check that I've set that up right. You can see the size of the rows though, they are massive. 8,000 litre bales. I mean, we're going to have so much feed that normally, what I'm used to with FS22, it just feels like it's too much. But I'm hoping that this Maize Plus actually adds up to what everyone's been saying and the numbers I've been seeing, and that they do consume a lot of feed, and I think the grazing mod is obviously making it look like it's not the case, but really they are, so we'll find out. Right, so now I'm going to finish off and do a few more loads of the muck spreading in the new crop field. I'm going to do this as a time lapse now. I will keep checking on the guy doing the baling, but we're going to leave that to Courseplay now. We'll try and get as much done in these fields, well, this field should I say, even though technically it's 2 combined. And yeah, if we can get two loads done, maybe 3 on top, that's 4 loads, then that'll be pretty decent. I'm taking a good chunk then out of the pile of manure.
I went by your house, what a big mistake. But for a while I thought that I wouldn't break. I need something else to clear my head. Someone to tell me how to live instead. Just open your eyes and take my advice. Stop rolling the dice and just compromise. It's the chance of your life. compromise. It's the chance of your life. Okay, try to be brave. You have so much to save. Take control of your own life. Right now, every mistake makes you feel like a fake. Take control of your own life. Nothing in life is good. Tired and misunderstood. I would fight if I could. If I believed I should. Okay, try to be brave. You have so much to say. Take control of your own life. Okay, try to be brave. You have so much to say. Take control of your own life. Right now, every mistake makes you feel like a fake. Take control of your own life.
Right, so I've just done about, I think it was 4 loads in total. And so that's about 80,000 litres of manure that's been spread. Which isn't too bad. We've obviously taken a good chunk out of that. I think it was 60,000 litres we'd taken out of the pit, and we did have about 90,000 in there. We already had 20,000 in the manure spreader, so we've done good to get rid of that. There is still plenty left to do. I didn't even probably do about, I might be about a third of the way through. Let me just have a quick look at that. Yeah, you can see that I stopped here, so with the headland, that's probably about a third, I'd say. So still plenty left to do in that field, but we get so much manure that before we need to plant in that field of soybeans, we should be fine. We also need to put some down in the field for the corn as well. So we've got slurry and lots of it, and we've obviously got the hose system as well, which is going to help because it means we don't have to keep going back to refill. So we will be doing that at some point as well. But I am just finishing off the field for the hay, and for one field, and these are 8,000 litre bales, we have loads, absolutely loads. It makes me think that I'm going to need a bigger feed mixer whenever we decide to buy it. I might actually increase the capacity that it holds, just because the feed mixes are going to be massive because we've got loads of feed, and I'm hoping to get 30 more cows, which 60 cows with Maize Plus, from what I understand, it should be a bit of a challenge, but with us having that field, like I mentioned, it's not as bad. So we'll see how it goes on, but I am intrigued to just try and see how much money you can possibly make from the milk side by having 60 cows. We obviously need to get them to the point of like 27 months old, which is, it's 9 months if we buy them at 18, so I don't know why I keep getting that flashing. Strange. Maybe it's got something to do with the autumn trees, because it's them that are flashing. You see what I mean? I don't know if it's something as well to do with that. Ah well, it's a bit of a strange one. I'll have a look into that. But there we go. We are done. Let's just drop this bale off. It wants to drop. There we go. We can unfold. And then what I need to do finally is I'm just going to pick up one load of these. I'm going to pick it up with the fence and obviously the auto load trailer. I'm going to put some away because we did buy these sheds for a reason, and it's to store bales, so why not store some of the hay bales now? And then obviously I'll tidy up a lot in between this episode and the next one. I'll make sure I pick up all the hay bales and put them straw bales away as well, and we'll progress a bit of time as well. We'll get through into probably next year. We'll definitely go into next year, and then we'll see what jobs we can do. We've got corn to plant, we've got things to sell. Yeah, we just got sunflowers really to sell, and then we've also got some beans. That's a new one. Yeah, we've got soybeans and corn to plant in as well. So there we go. So let's pick up these bales in here. We'll take a full load back. So much easier with autoload. I mean, playing on a series like this with much bigger equipment and massive volumes of everything, don't even know how long it'd take me in a video to try and manually load these. I've got certain series like Survival and yeah, and obviously the Farmhand where I am manually loading, but this one I don't think it'd even be possible. Unless I was probably live streaming, maybe we could get away with it because it just wouldn't take. It's not too important then the time it takes. But yeah, it makes life easier after all. I'm trying to think how much this will hold. We've definitely got enough in the field anyway. I have been messing around again with the strap colours. So I did change the strapping. It starts off as orange, and I'll show you now. I did start off with orange, kind of changed to blue, then put my logo on it, and I kind of went with a grey. So if we just actually drop them down, you can see the strap is probably better from that side because that's where the sun is. Yeah, I've gone with a grey. I think I like it. I've got a red one as well that I've done. I might actually try out some more just to see which one's the best one. I do like that grey though, it's not too bad. I was going to go with black, but you lose the texture of the strapping by making it too dark. So I went with a bit of a grey, which is probably realistic. You'd probably find you get these straps in orange, grey and blue, to be honest. So let's go drop this first load at 192,000 litres of hay. Just seeing that. That is, that's a lot. I wonder how much it would cost to get 30 more cows. And could we feed them? Are we pushing it too far? See, I need to sort this out here. This definitely is something I'm going to do. Try and smooth that out a bit. Yeah, do you think we're going too far if we bought another 30? Do you think we can handle the feed required? And that is the question. I feel like just pricing it up now, seeing what it would cost us, and then maybe just going for it. But again, it's one of them. Would it be a mistake? So we can get rid of that because we're going to unload these now. There we go. Job done. So we can leave that there. And we can just have a quick look. So it's not a bad shed. I mean, we can put a load on top of it and another load in front there. And then the same again on this side. We probably could have fit another one behind it, which is a shame. It doesn't go further back. Ah, well, it'll be alright. And then like I said, we've got a lot of straw bales here that are going to go in that shed. So plenty of feed. Plenty of feed. And now we've got a nice, massive 31-acre field as well to start testing out some of the precision farming and soybeans and hopefully bring in a good yield. It should be good. But God, is it a big field. It's a lot of work. But I think on that note, I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.